Welcome to lecture 8 of on stochastic processes. In lecture 7, we have seen that a periodic state, periodic states, and we have also proved that periodicity is a class property. Now we will discuss about recurrent and transient states. So for that we have to define something. So let Fii(n) denote the probability that starting from state I, the first return to state I is at the nth time steps. That means if the process starts at state I, that means x naught is equals to I, then at time 1, 2 and n minus 1, it is not in I state, but at the nth step it will be in I. That means it will first time return to state I. So Fii(n) is the probability that if process starts from I, it will return to I first time at the nth step, and n can vary from 1 to so on. So clearly these probabilities are not transition probabilities. They are different from transition probabilities. In some cases they may be equal to transition probabilities, but in most of the cases they are not equal to transition probabilities, because what it says that this is the probability related to first return, and transition probabilities are only related to returns, or only related to going from I to I. So the probabilities Fii(n) are known as first return probabilities, and we define Fii(0) is equals to 0. That means if there are 0 steps, so first return is not possible, so it is 0. Note that Fii(1). Fii(1) means you are going from I to I in one step. That means it is just the transition probability Pii. But in general, Fii(n) is not same as Pii(n), because in Pii(n) you may remain in state I at every step, but in Fii(n) you will return to state I only after n steps. So they may not be same in general. So the first return probabilities represent the first time the chain returns to state I. Now if you focus upon this, then we know that Fii(1), Fii(2), Fii(3), all these are different probabilities, and their sum must be between 0 and 1, because they are the returning on first time. So either you return at step 1, or you will return at step 2, or you will return at step 3, and so on. So these sum will be between 0 and 1. Now what this sum represents actually? So this sum represents that Fii(1) plus Fii(2) plus Fii(3) and so on. That means Fii(1) means it is the probability that you are returning to state I in one step first time. Fii(2) is the probability of returning first time in step 2. And Fii(3), that means the probability of returning in first time in step 3. So all these, if you take the sum of all these probabilities, it will give you the probability of ever return to state I if you start from I, because you can return to state I in 1 step, 2 step, 3 step, or so on. So if you add all of them, then it will give you the probability of ever returning to state I if you start from state I. So based on this, we define a state I is said to be transient if this sum is less than 1, and state I is said to be recurrent or persistent if this sum is equals to 1. So what does it mean? This sum represents what? This sum represents the probability of ever returning to state I when process starts from state I. So if you are saying that this probability is 1, that means the state I, we are calling it recurrent, so that means state I will be repeated with probability 1. And if it is less than 1, that means this state will not be repeated and this is a transient state. So returning to this state may not be possible because of this reason. So these two definitions are very important and we will see some of the examples of these. So if I focus on an absorbing state, so if you remember what was the absorbing state? Absorbing state is that state if you enter in that state, you cannot come out from that state. So an absorbing state is a simple example of recurrent state. Why? Because Pii is 1. That means if you are in I, then you can go to I with probability 1. That means you cannot go anywhere else. So then we call that I is an absorbing state. Now if we find Fii1, so we know that Fii1 is nothing but Pii. So it will be 1. Now Fii2. Fii2 means if you leave I, you will return in 2 steps first time. But since in absorbing state, you cannot go outside. That means you will always return within 1 step. So within 2 steps, first time return is not possible. Because when the process has a transition, it will be in state I within 1 step. So you cannot, the process cannot go out. So Fia2, Fia3, Fia4 and all other higher probabilities of this kind, they will all be 0. So if you take the sum will be 1. So absorbing state is an example of recurrent state. Now consider this second example where we have 4 states, 1, 2, 3 and 4, and this is the transition matrix. So if we see the transition matrix, from 1 to 1 it is possible with probability 1. From 1 to 2 the transition is possible with probability half. From 1 to 3 it is not possible, from 1 to 4 it is not possible. From 2 to 1 there is a transition with probability half. From 2 to 2 there may be a transition with probability half. 1 to 2 to 3 and 2 to 4 is not possible. Similarly from 3 to 3 is possible and 3 to 4 there is a possibility. From 4 to 4 there is only one possibility from 4 to 4. So that means 4, if you see carefully, 4 is an absorbing state because you cannot go out from 4 because you cannot go from 4 to 1, from 4 to 2, from 4 to 3. You can only go from 4 to 4. So 4 is an absorbing state, so it will be a recurrent state. Clearly it will be a recurrent state. Now we will focus upon third. From 3 to 3 it is possible, from 3 to 4 it is possible. But if you see, if you move from 3 to 4, you will never return back to 3. So that means this indicates 3 should be transient state. Because if you move from 3 to 4, returning will not be possible. So it should be transient state. We will prove it mathematically. So if I find F331, then it will be simply P33 and P33 is 1 by 4. Now, if we find F332, that means you leave 3 and you will return to 3 first time after 2 steps. So if you leave 3, you can go only to 4. So P34, then you can come from 4 to 3. But P43 is 0 actually. So when you leave 3 and go to 4, then you will never come back. So F332 is 0. Similarly, F333 if you find. So how it is possible? You leave 3 and go to 4 and stay in 4 for 2 steps. then come from 4 to 3. But from 4 to 3, the probability P43 is 0. So it will again be 0. Similarly, F334, F335, all of them will be 0. So if you add all of them, the sum you will get only 1 by 4, which is less than 1. So by our definition, state 3 is transient. So this is by definition, and you can observe that if you leave state 3, you will never return back to that state. Now, if we focus upon F11 in one step, then we know that this is nothing but P11, which is half. Now, F112. So, if you focus upon this, you have to return back to 1 in 2 steps. First time. So that means you go to 2 from 1 and then from 2 to 1. So this is P12 multiplied by P21, which is half multiplied by half is equals to 1 by 4. Now if I find out F113, that means probability of returning to 1 in 3 steps. Remember that this is the first time return. So how it is possible? You just leave 1 and there is a possibility to go into 2. So P12. Then you will stay here there P22. Then you will come back P21. So all these probabilities are equal to half. So it will be a half to the power 3. So in general, you can say that if I find out F114, for example, so it will be P12. Then you have to stay in 2 for 2 steps, P22 square, and then P21. So it will be half to the power 4. So in general, you can say that F11n is nothing but P12. That means you are leaving 1 and going to 2. Going into. Then you will stay in 2 for next n minus 2 steps. Then you will return back first time from 2 to 1. So all these probabilities are actually half. So it will come out to be half to the power n. So if you see, F11 is half to the power 1, F112 is half to the power 2, F113 is half to the power 3. So you can say that F11n is half to the power n for all n. Now if we add it from n is equals to 1 to infinity, then this is a geometric series and you can see that the sum will be 1. And since this is 1, so this implies that state 1 is recurrent. But state 1 and 2, if you focus upon this transition probability matrix, then state 1 and 2 are symmetric kind of thing. So if state 1 comes out to be recurrent, you can show that state 2 is also recurrent in the same way. So similarly, you can show that state 2 is also recurrent. So we have seen that some examples of recurrent and transient states. Now, if we define a random variable Tii be the first return time to state I. That means when you are returning first time, what is the how many steps you are taking. So given that x0 is I, that means the process starts from I. So we can say that probability of Tii is equals to n is nothing but Fii(n). Okay, because first time returning in n steps is the same probability of Fii(n), and n takes value from 0, 1 and so on. So you remember that Fii 0 is 0 we have defined. Now this probability, the question is whether this can define a proper probability distribution. So this defines a proper probability distribution. What do we mean by proper probability distribution? The sum of all the probabilities must be 1 and all the probabilities must be non-negative. This is the simple definition. So can we get this thing? Yes, we can get this if the state I is transient. State I is recurrent. Because if state I is recurrent, this sum will be 1, and you know that Fii 0 is 0. So you can say that the sum from n from 0 to infinity Fii(n) is actually 1. So this will be a proper probability distribution if state I is recurrent. But what will happen if state I is transient? So you remember that if state I is transient, then this sum is less than 1. So if you want that this should be a proper probability distribution, then this sum must be is equals to 1, must be 1. But that is not the case here. So when state I is transient, the set Fiin from 0 to infinity does not define a complete set of probabilities necessary to define a probability distribution, because for probability distribution this sum comes out to be 1, which is not the case here. However, for a transient state I, if we let Fii is this sum, then we know that this sum will be less than 1. So we can define 1 minus Fii as the probability of never returning to state I. See, this sum was the probability of ever returning to state I. If you subtract it from 1, it will give you the probability of never returning to state I. And since Fii is less than 1, this 1 minus Fii will be a positive number. And that's why it is known as transient state. Why? Because this state has some positive probability of never returning back. Okay. So if state I is transient, Fii will be less than 1. So 1 minus Fii will be positive. That means it will have a positive probability of never returning to state I. That's why the name is transient state. So if you combine this F1 minus Fii with these probabilities, then you can have a proper probability distribution. So this random variable Tii may be thought of as waiting time until the chain returns to state I, because this is the first time you return. So now based on this random variable, we can find out the expected value of this random variable. So the expected value of this random variable Tii is referred to as the mean recurrence time to state I. Okay, and we will denote it by mu ii. That means mu ii is expected value of Tii. So this is known as mean recurrence time to state I. Now, if your state is a recurrent state, then we know that mu I is nothing but expected Tii, and by definition of expected value of Tii, if it takes value n, then the probability will be Fin, and n ranges from 0 to infinity. So since for recurrent state, this Fin completes the set of probabilities, so this definition is okay. So n is equals to 1 to infinity n times Fin, because Fii 0 is 0. So remember that this is for recurrent states, because for this formula cannot work for transient states, because if I is transient, then mu ii will be infinity. Why it will be infinity? Because we know that Tii is infinity with probability 1 minus Fii, which is a positive number. So that means Tii can be infinity with a positive probability. So for a transient state, mean recurrence time will be infinity. But for recurrent state, mean recurrence time may be infinity, may be finite. So for a recurrent state, mu ia can be finite or infinite. So depending upon whether mu ia is finite or infinite, we further divide recurrent states into two cases. So the state I is said to be positive recurrent if the mean recurrence time is finite, and the state I is said to be null recurrent if mean recurrent time is infinite. Okay. Sometimes the term non-null recurrent is used instead of positive recurrent. That is also used. Now we see some examples. So again the first example we will see, which is absorbing state. why this is not shown. Yeah, absorbing state I is actually positive recurrent. So remember, recall that FII1 was PII, which is 1. FII-n was 0 for all n greater than or equal to 2. And therefore, mu IIN by definition n from 1 to infinity n times FIIN will be 1, because all FIIN for n greater than or equal to 2 they are 0, and FII1 is 1 and n will be 1. So this comes out to be 1, which is a finite number. So absorbing state is a positive recurrent state. Now we will again see the same example. So remember, recall that states 1, 2 and 4 are recurrent. Now we will see whether they are positive recurrent or null recurrent. So for that, you focus upon, you just remember that state 1 and state 2 both have symmetry. So mu11 and mu22 will be same. So by definition it will be n times f11n, n vary from 1 to infinity. So what was f11n? If you remember, it was half to the power n. So if you find this sum, it comes out to be 2, which is a finite number. So that means states 1 and 2 are positive recurrent. Now if you focus upon mu44, that means state 4, so it will be sum from n from 1 to infinity n times f44n. But remember that it can be written as f441 plus n summation n from 2 to infinity n times f44n. But this f44n for n greater than or equal to, that is 0, 0. So it only becomes f441, which is nothing but p44, and p44 is 1. So it is again a finite number. So state 4 is also positive recurrent. So in this example, all the states 1, 2 and 4, they are positive recurrent. And the state 3 was actually transient, so that will have infinite mean recurrence time. So in today's lecture, what I have discussed what is the meaning of recurrent and transient states. So transient means when you leave that state, there will be a positive probability of never returning back to that state. And recurrent state is that state, if you leave recurrent state, there will be a 0 probability of never returning. That means ever returning probability will be 1. So we have seen that if mean recurrence time is a finite number, then we call it positive recurrent, otherwise we call it null recurrent. So that's all for today. So thank you for listening it.